You want to become a big money trader. This is your passion. You want it so badly that it hurts. Big money trader is defined differently by each trader, but essentially to you, it's that level you want to reach, that level that you deserve to reach. Well, in this video, we're going to show you how to become a big money trader while sharing a changing fundamentals trade, one of the most effective trades on our desk. If you want to become that big money trader that you know you can be, then this video will help. Hi, I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder of SME Capital, and we're a proprietary trading desk located in Midtown Manhattan. And I'm also the author of the trading classic, One Good Trade, and the playbook. Click our subscribe button so you don't miss any of the trading videos that we're producing for you in the trading community. In this video, you're going to learn how to become a big money trader. You're also going to learn the changing fundamentals trade, what you can do to make more in your best trades, we say your A+ setups. You're going to learn an exit strategy deployed by a firm trader. You're going to learn how to use a news catalyst to your favor, how to think like a pro trader so you make better quality trades. For those who want to improve their trading so you grow your trading account, we hope this video helps. If you want to learn 3 more real-world setups that our traders use, including the simple setup that we teach all of our new traders, and the setup that turned one of our traders into a 7-figure big money earner in of itself, check out the free webinar that we're currently running. Just go ahead and click the link that should be appearing right now at the top right-hand corner of the screen. That's going to open up the free registration page in the next window. Don't worry, you're not going to lose this video. You can also visit tradingworkshop.com to register for this free, intensive, awesome workshop. You're going to learn more in a couple of hours from this trading workshop than from years of online education.
So this is a changing fundamentals trade in MYL. Here's the big picture. So MYL is weak on the daily chart, gaps down into new 52-week lows on a bad earnings report. It holds the gap down and it's really unable to retrace any of that move. It gaps to fresh lows Monday morning after the 60 minutes report, which we'll talk about more in a little bit.
Yeah, so just one thing about that daily chart, getting below the lows right there, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important would you rate that support level?
That's about a 9.
Yeah, it strikes me as significant. Not all trades are created equal. Not all breakdowns are created equal. That is a chart pattern that gets us a little bit more interested in of itself.
Yeah, I have a few playbooks with that same chart pattern. So bigger picture is SPY. So SPY is gapping down on this day due to increased trade war tensions, and this helps with our short thesis in MYL. So intraday fundamentals, over the weekend, 60 Minutes reported that more than 40 state attorney generals have filed suits against generic drug makers on price fixing allegations. They had the Connecticut AG on there, and he was calling it an industry-wide conspiracy to fix drug prices. All generic drug makers were gapping down this morning, and my plan was to look for the weakest companies with bearish technical chart patterns.
Okay, so question, when you read news like that, how many people knew it? How new is it? How fresh is it? How significant is it?
So I'd say that people on the street...
Well, let's start with the first thing. How significant is that news?
It's very significant because more than 40 state attorney generals have filed suits.
Yeah, so whenever the government's coming after a company, we say that's pretty bad, and that can cause selling until the issue gets resolved. And so, and there's different degrees of this, but government involvement, red flag, really interested in the stock, thinking about our shorts. We want to take it the next step further, which is how fresh is this news? Thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think people familiar with the industry and people on the street kind of knew about this, but it was being broadcasted to the public kind of like for the first time, I'd say.
Okay. So you're going to call it pretty new. And so if something's pretty new and pretty bad, we're going to, in of itself, think that there should be some selling that comes out. We're not blindly just going to start shorting it, save certain circumstances, but we've got a bad technical pattern. We've got a daily chart that's broken, a significant daily chart that's broken, and now we've got a serious news catalyst. All right, what about the volume and the R-vol? What are you seeing there?
Yeah, so the most important thing about this is that our vol is a 3 and is doing a significant amount of volume compared to a regular day.
Yep, good thing to check when you're thinking about trading a stock long or short, asking yourself, what's the R-vol? Go check the R-vol. If it's high, I'm going to trade it. If it's too low, you probably want to pass on it because it's telling you it's not in play. R-vol is confirming whether or not it's in play. All right, what next?
So here's technical analysis of basically the gap down and into today. So you see the gap down, you can see it holds lower, can't retrace, and we gap under. So it's just a closer look at the daily pretty much. So I'll go right into trade management. So the stock opens, high volume down move off the open. So at this point, I was waiting for a pop or waiting to see something, or a place where I can control risk reward. So then it kind of just shoots up here on really not much volume compared to the down move that we saw right off the open. And it wicks just above the opening high and kind of just shakes out weak shorts. It holds near the opening highs, but on really no volume at all. And then we get a move back down below VWAP on pretty significant volume here. And now we were consolidating. And this is where you could, be confident taking a short. So when I saw this consolidation, I said I could either risk to the top of the wick here, or I could risk the VWAP. And, either way, it was only a few cent difference, so I took the short against VWAP here.
Okay, trading principle. When you really like a short idea, you dust off your playbook for you to take more shorts. And so when I'm looking at that particular chart and I see it wick above the high, but not able to hold above that high, and then start to show some resistance up there, that's a very real, as much as that's still above VWAP, that's a trade, because the news is so negative and because that's below a significant technical support area, I'd encourage you to make more shorts and find more shorts in your playbook to trade against. It's worth it when you have that technical and setup and that news catalyst behind it. Also, you had volume, which is helping you with some confirmation. You get good volume into the first opening drive down. You get very light volume on the way back up. Things we want to see. So, in reviewing this trade, think about whether or not you wanted to short that there. And then when it got below VWAP, you might want to think about getting short there. Or if you see that first range area where it kind of can't trade below but is still a little bit above VWAP, when we start to turn over that first red candle, can you just show that first red candle? Yep, right there, right there. Now the momentum is back to the downside intraday. VWAP's great, but it's so early. It's so early. You as an intraday trader, again, I do this only if I love the short idea. I've got a really big news catalyst, I've got a really big technical level, and I've got some confirmation with the initial moves. Okay, so let's go. What else you got?
So trade management. So we're in short from the consolidation, and my first reason to cover, I cover a third or half of the position when we get the first 1 minute candle that closes above the EMA, and we print our first green 5 minute candle. I noticed that there's always almost a pop after this happens. So you see we get the close here, and then we print our first green candle here, and I cover a third, and then we got the pop.
Good. I like how you're using indicators that make sense to you as exit rules.
So the rest of the position was kind of a swing to me, and I just wanted to take off some shares into extensions and then hold the rest. So I covered into new lows at 2030 and 2020 as the stock has done 3 ATRs on 3 RVOL, and we're extended from the EMA. So you kind of see the extension here. We hit a new low here, and we've done 3 ATRs, which is pretty significant for a thick stock like this. Next, I piece out of some more into the new low and hold the remainder to see if the $20 level breaks. So 20 breaks, and I cover the remaining shares into the flush and the extension from the EMA.
So I like you looking at ATR as a potential way to calculate a target. So that's good thinking right there. I'm not so sure I understand the second cover, because it's working. Not too steep. It's a time of the day where it's not likely we're getting ready to reverse. I don't see any capitulation. You know, always good to take profits along the way. Just strikes me as perhaps something to rethink.
Okay. So yeah, and that's kind of what the executions look like on a minute chart.
All right, good. And so let me bring up those executions. So there's a reason why I had you do this trade. What's the reason? There's a reason I wanted you to go over this trade.
Well,
you specifically.
Number one,
While this is a changing fundamentals trade, there's a much bigger lesson for you in your trading development at this stage of your career that you're working on.
Yeah, the much bigger lesson here is that this is an A+ trade, and I love the idea, and I didn't put on size. I didn't make enough in this trade.
So this is a perfect example where you want to do two things to your trading when you make a trade like this and you leave some money on the table. Because the reality is that you do need to crush this trade. You did a tremendous job teeing this trade up. We sat here before the open. You shared the idea with all of us. And not only were you ready for it, we were all ready for it. So you were really prepared with the idea. You had picked out that stock as one of your top ideas, and it so was. It so was weaker than the overall market on that day. It so was independently weaker than other stocks. It was one of the best stocks to trade, if not the best. And so I know that you have goals, and it doesn't matter what your monetary goals are, but there's an X number that you want to hit that's a new level for your best day that connotes to you success, progress on your best trades. And for some people, that's $100,000. For newer people, that might be $1,000. The number doesn't matter. Heck, for some people, it might be $200. It's X. And you haven't gotten to X yet. You've gotten to like half X or quarter X. And so there are steps that you have to take that are very effective for you to get to X. And it can't just be you going through this review. And I know that you did a great job playbooking this trade. I know I'm sure you thought about it a lot. And you went over your executions, but it can't just be that. And what it needs to be as well is you need to internalize that you can make more money. You need to internalize that you can put on more risk in this trade. And so the two challenges for you guys is to, one, sit with that trader that you want to be. Sit with you making X. Sit with you making X in the trades that are your A+ trades. Sit with that person, with those feelings, for a couple of minutes before the open. I do this with one of the traders I work with. It's very effective for him. Do that. Start to, before the open, prepare your mind as a big money trader. X is big money for you. Sit with you being a big money trader. Sit with you being aggressive in your A+ setups. See yourself as that. And then, after the close, if you missed a particular trade or you left some money on the table, one of the traders here does something really terrific in his review. He's trying to hit that next level as well. His X is a little bit higher than yours, which is fine. He's been here a little bit longer. And so what he does, and this is great, he made this up, he created this. What he does is he thinks about the trades that is going to bring him X. All right, so he wants to make, X is that next level for him on an intraday basis. So he goes back and he finds the trades where he could have made X in of themselves. And he reviews very specifically, in detail, how he would have traded that opportunity and how he would have made X. He is seeing himself as a trader who makes X. He's preparing himself to make X. He's thinking about somebody who makes X. And so it's not enough to just do the technical work of how you go about doing it, but you also have to make it a part of who you are. And if you do that, it's easier in real time. There's so much happening in real time, right? Yeah. There's all this data coming around, and you're like, should I be long? Should I be short? Should I be shorter? Should I be covering? What gets me to cover? And I think even during this trade, there was news that broke about how it got upgraded a couple of times by some brokers, which didn't really make the stock go up, but you got to save your bandwidth for what should I do if that happens. And then you've got Trump, who's tweeting, and you got Kudlow, who's updating, and you got Pompeo, who's traveling. And you got Sanders is going out and saying stuff. There's a lot going on, and it moves the market overall. And so you got to be prepared for being able to sit in that trade and be big. And those are two things that have been very effective for traders. SME challenge. Sit for a few minutes before the open, seeing yourself as a big money trader who crushes his A+ setups. In your daily review, pay special attention to the trades that can bring serious P&L. Prepare and review like a big money trader. Hey, so go ahead and click our subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos that we're producing for you in the trading community. And please take the time to add your feedback in the comment section for what videos you'd like for us to produce next and what you found helpful from this video. From all of us at S&B, train and trade well.